Hey, this your girl, Miss Lovey Chanel,
Del P,
and you are watching the most
authentic podcast in Houston.
gang gang. Hey everyone, it's me again. You like our new set? This is Vybe. This is me and Del.
What's up?
Say
I'm always
something.
chilling. I'm gonna be even more chill now that we on the couch though. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm already laid back. So
I
it's like,
see
fuck
you,
it.
couch potato. You see ya?
Chilling, man. What's the deal? How
I'm
you like
enjoying it. Y'all love it. Thumbs up, share, like, hearts, everything.
Of course,
Everything.
of course.
Y'all
What we
like this
got?
new set? Y'all like
This
this?
is
Y'all
dope,
like a
though.
TV? You like? Y'all make me want to come on the set naked next time, cause y'all just gonna make me just lay out on this couch.
This will be Del's last show if that's gonna happen. I'm just letting
Gonna be
y'all
like
know that right
Titanic.
now. No,
Have our girl taking my picture with my little champagne.
I'm
You
not.
know what?
What we got?
You know what? We got that what's vibing. I still
We
need a
really
theme
gotta get us some
song.
theme music
I need a theme
because she
song,
keeps
y'all.
adding her own theme music.
Well, it's a sad day for music. You heard about Nicki Minaj?
No, but do tell.
Nicki Minaj is hanging up the.
Who did you say?
I said Nicki.
Nah,
Nicki
you say. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Minaj is hanging up her mic. Drop one for the bomb. Yes, you're hanging up.
Who
you
really
know?
cares though? Do you really care? Do you even
What?
listen to Nicki?
No, I don't. So I'm just supporting the people the Barbies out there, I guess, or whoever she was.
Even though, oh, we forgot to add something. We actually have a live audience now, so you'll
No,
hear
no.
them giggle and laugh in the background.
I
It's
know.
totally okay.
They talk. Blank
Yeah,
them.
you did say Nicki Minaj.
Nigga.
but-
Nigga.
Yo. But no, at this point.
Well, she is a nigga.
Whatever, man. At this point, I mean, I feel like her spot in hip hop is solidified, so I don't feel like she have nothing else to prove.
You think she just doing it for attention right now?
No, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the article read like she wanted to chill out to have a family. She just got married this year, didn't she?
She
Or
married?
last year?
But they keep posting boyfriend.
Nah, she married.
Cause it was like, oh, it was some post she just put up her and her husband, I guess, and was like, people was like, what they was saying, Safari would never look that awkward or something like that, or never
Nah,
look
they
that
wildin'.
way,
Yeah.
cause of how he was standing and he not good looking like Safari was. Safari was fine. I don't know what, and plus that's probably why she retiring.
Why?
He not there to write her music no
He
more.
been stopped writing her music like
That's why
5
she
years ago.
stopped rapping. That's why her music was sucky. Sorry.
I mean, she always made that top 40 hits type music, man. So, I mean, for the most part, like
I
I,
thought she
said,
was
she
gonna
did her
be-
thing. She did her thing, killed the verses, and bounced. I mean, she don't owe nobody nothing.
You think she's doing it for attention, maybe? Did I just say that?
Yeah,
Hold
you
on.
did.
Okay, I think she's doing it for attention. Moving right along.
Only Chanel.
Let's see. You heard about the Texas law, the new Texas law?
Love it.
You love it?
It's funny, but I love it.
Oh, you know, I've kind of break through it, whatever, like just a little read through it, and I saw that, what's that? Oh, the tobacco. People gotta be 21 now.
Yep.
Besides 18. My niece got mad, even though she don't smoke tobacco. But
I'm not real sure why they changed that, though. What's the difference? 3 years difference. You still gonna get somebody to buy your cigarettes, just like you get somebody to buy your
seriously,
alcohol.
I want my sweet weed to smoke some weed. I don't know. Well, you know.
I'm not about to play with you. It's that, what was the other law that changed?
The lemonade stand. I haven't seen a lemonade stand in years.
What was that about?
They were saying no more lemonade stand in neighborhoods without like a permit or anything like that. They're not doing that no more. You can't do it.
I don't know the last time I seen a lemonade stand, honestly.
I don't know.
Y'all? No?
No.
No?
I just
Marcus,
be
you
seeing the
wanna
mans on the
make a
side of the
lemonade stand
road.
this weekend, catch a fine? No? All right.
You was the one, or was it Tori telling me about the Amazon package
Toy.
saying there was a felony now. You still won? Well, if anybody's still a package, I hope y'all got the little rings and.
But that, like I said,
I
that
don't
should have
know,
been
the
happened
cameras.
though. That should have been happened. But
I don't know about no felony. Just give me a misdemeanor. You know,
It's
teenagers. It's Christmas. I'm trying to give my mama a gift. I'm just gonna pick one up. You know, I don't got no money. You want to send me to prison
and this
for a
is
gift?
yeah, man. If somebody stole, like, say you ordered iPhone off Amazon or something for
That's why they
Legend,
make you sad.
you'd be pissed. If you just bought like an expensive toy for Legend,
Y'all
somebody
think
stole it,
Amazon
you'd be
watching
mad
right
as
now?
fuck. I don't know. We can tag them.
Cause I'll be lying to them. Oh, my package wasn't delivered. They sent me another one, so I got 2 of them things.
And then another one is for you little nasty ass dudes. You know, you can go to jail for the naked pictures now. She didn't ask for it. I'm
What the
good over
dudes
here.
do?
I mean, I don't know.
So wherever, you know,
But no, you can, that's a law now. It's illegal.
anybody, any
If you
age.
didn't ask for the picture and somebody randomly sends you a naked picture, you literally can file a police report. Which is really weird because I'm really waiting for somebody to be petty and be like, I never asked him to send this, and it's gonna be some black dude
With
who's
a
gonna
big
make
dick
the
on there.
news. It's gonna suck, and we're gonna be over here talking about it. I'm gonna sit back and laugh.
I'll say, Poe Dale. Somebody
Ain't gonna be
please
no
put money on
point
that
there.
book.
Just my advice to them is, hey, do you mind if I send? Like, just go ahead and put it in writing. Do you mind if I send you this naked picture, and then send it? That's the only way out of it. I don't have those problems.
Okay,
so.
what happened?
Or you wait for her to ask you.
Right. That
Like,
is, you know what,
can
the
you send me
eyes.
a
If I be like, yo, I just jumped out the shower, you send me the eyes, I can automatically send you a picture at that point.
Facts.
How's that insinuating?
What?
What the eyes mean?
You trying to see something.
No, it don't.
That's what I thought.
No, it don't.
What the eyes? The eyes mean,
I'm surprised.
Trying to see something.
It could be like I'm surprised.
That's why I send the eyes. Why you trying to see something?
Check for your don't stop on me. Come on.
I
give
wanna,
me a chill.
what's it called?
What? You want to what?
I wanna send some naked pictures.
That's
Who am
between you and Kurt.
I? Oh.
Send Kurt over the
That's how y'all gonna
I
end up
wish
having
he
another
would.
one.
Your own girlfriend or boyfriend will send you to jail.
That's why I said if
That'd be
the petty moment happened, you
That
pissed
ex.
your girl off, she gonna call the cops and be like, man, he's sending me these naked ass pictures. You going to
You
jail?
I don't
I
know
can see this
why.
happening because, you know,
But
motherfuckers
think
got put to jail
about
for
it.
less.
But
It's
couples,
true.
couples these days do send like little pictures just to spike up the relationship.
I mean, like I said, that's just to each his own. Just watch it.
Let me see a little coochie cooch.
Or you could just be childish and like send the picture and like barely cover it up. like just like send a little bit.
No, like who was that
Ray
on
Sweats.
Love
Yeah.
and Hip Hop where Lyrica put that Cookie Monster doll in front of her cookie?
Or you can do what Megan said. Send somebody else shit.
Right?
Nah,
But-
fuck it.
Honor,
But
it's
when you
not
go
my
to jail still.
That's a whoever. I feel like this. Whoever piece gets sent, I'm not sending another dude. That's gay. Like to even have said that, that's gay. So no,
It'd be a white.
nah.
Who is this man?
What else we got?
So, give
Yeah.
me some glasses to see.
That is funny though. I'm serious. I'm telling you, and in probably like a week or so, somebody going to jail for that shit. It's gonna be a black person. It's always somebody in our culture. It never fails. It's gonna be he gonna look stupid as hell, and then she gonna be ratchet as shit.
And she's going to be a white woman.
Dang, race card.
No, they only next.
Look, they
He almost
only.
caught me insane. No.
You want
What
me to
else we
say
got? Yeah. Mission
okay.
abort. Mission abort.
No,
Next.
was that-
What
Blah, blah,
else
blah,
we
blah.
got? Get off of that.
Yeah, we made it on CNN. Oh, CNN. 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 CNN.
It's two N's.
C-N-N.
CNN. Not CNN.
See,
Say spend the night.
spend a night. What's wrong with spend a night?
Nah, that is actually funny. When you be like, Mom, I'm about to go spend the night over there. What? You're going to spend the night.
Spend a night.
Spending the night. So, what else?
We made it. Houston made it on that news channel.
For what?
Dumb Negroes, way inside Popeyes. Y'all already saw it all nationwide that Popeyes ain't got no more sandwich, right?
Apparently not.
So they still went and saw this
Marketing.
Popeyes and was like, hey, y'all have any sandwich? And the cashier was like, no, we don't. They got mad, put our gun. For some sandwich. Sandwich?
Black people. All I can
I'm
say
not
is black
surprised.
people.
They did the same thing with Popeyes Tuesday one time, a few years back.
Really?
Yeah.
But the sandwich has been there.
They've been there.
They've been
It
there.
was 5 people. They said it was 3 male, 2 women, and a baby.
They sure they wasn't just about
A
to rob the place.
baby.
I feel like it was probably about to rob the place and they just finessed it in the media market.
Pretty
But
much. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
it's a sandwich.
But here's the thing,
People
nobody
that
give
have
credit to
to
KFC. KFC started that shit. KFC has always had those miniature chicken sandwiches forever.
But Chick-fil-A has as well.
And McDonald's.
Chick-fil-A
McDonald's.
Chicken.
Those sandwiches
Yeah.
have been there, and they were good.
McDonald's,
They was good.
carried me
I
through
had 'em,
college.
but it wasn't all the craze for me to like run there every day and grab.
Oh,
them.
man.
I would probably grab a Chick-fil-A.
The way my
But
life set up
Popeyes
now
got
is
a
just
big
bring your
size
lunch.
sandwich.
Bringing my lunch to work. I ain't
Bring
going
your
out there.
lunch.
Yeah. Nice little sandwich and like the 2 for $1 bag of chips.
They don't have 2 for $1 no
and
more.
the juicy juice. What?
It's like $1.59 or something.
Hell yeah. Nah, on some juice
That's
shit.
how-
Having kids, bro. Them Capri Suns still hit, bro.
Facts.
I know we off topic, but
We gotta get
my
6
kids got
rooms.
mad. They were like, Daddy drinking our juice. Technically, it's our juice because if I purchase it, we as a whole, as a unit, can drink it. And it's Saturday, so I'm not taking it out of your lunch. But no,
Snack
Hey,
time.
lucky he ain't hit with this is my juice.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing with you.
it actually is.
But they juice, Dale. That's messed up. What
That
kind
be
of
alright,
father
bro.
figure are you? No, I'm joking.
Great one. Dang. Now, what else?
Well, you can't hate because, KD eat legend baby snacks. Like, I don't know. He was like, man, it tastes like them butter cookies. I'm like, nigga, it's babies.
Oh, you talking about them Gerber?
Gerber
It is some Gerber.
cookies. They got
No, it's some Gerber snacks. They like small and pink, I think.
Especially if he
I
got
don't
the
know.
munchies.
They like gummies or something.
I'm like, nigga, walk in there.
Food.
Man,
I'm
this
not about to play with
applesauce is good. Legend be looking up with them, puppy eyes. Daddy, why me? Like, I don't know. But I'm excited about a new set. I like
like
this. I like this, y'all.
What else we got? That's it? That's it for What's Poppin'?
That's what, yeah.
Oh, it's my turn now. Nah.
What's your turn?
I don't know. Let's see. Because we were going to wing it tonight with having people in our audience. So we're going to have fun, do something different. Of course, there's a mic back there so you guys are able to ask questions in the midst of this topic that's about to bounce.
Exactly.
So, thanks to my good old friend Jamila, probably said it wrong. Being funny when I say Ozarka, she gonna kill me. But last week we dropped Rob dropped topics, and I felt like the one that she picked was pretty dope. And I feel like with our culture always being silent, family secrets is really big in our culture where, women being molested, even kids, or the alcoholic parent, or the drug dealing uncle. It's like one of those things like it's don't ask, don't tell type deals. And then as you get older and you start to see things in a different light, it's kind of like, was it always this way? So say for instance, one of the biggest ones is, father figures. I don't want to say dads or stepdads. We'll just say father figures touching on women. And the mother kind of like saying, don't say nothing, or just not believing the kid at all. Like, at what point or what direction should we take it to change that?
That's a good question. I like that. I mean, I hope today age, they know to talk to their child. Like, hey, if something come along, if somebody touch you, I'm teaching my nieces that they, 8 and 6. I guess I don't know the damn ages on them kids. But I do tell them on another level, like, hey, if it's a man or a woman, I know they parents tell them, but hey, let me know or let somebody know you feel safe to go to them. It could be somebody at school, it could be your parents, and let them know what's going on. Don't let them touch your no-no area.
Yeah. So it's
That's
one of those
square.
things like you just teach them alert. I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of it. It's like that's just a cross. I'm trying to see how I can put this.
I know back then it was like you don't know what you're talking about,
It
or
wouldn't
he probably
happen.
just hugged you. You just, you probably had that feeling towards him, especially when it come down to like a stepdad or like the new boyfriend. The mama is long. I don't know, I'm just pitching a picture, a picture, and it's like she want that man in her life, and she want to be happy, and she not looking at her kids. You know how they put their man
Right.
before their kids, and that's what.
Which you shouldn't do in a
You shouldn't.
sense.
I don't
It's
put
a
my-
way to do it.
I
It's
don't
a
even
way
put
to
my
do it.
own child for my man.
It's a way to do it. But we'll go to the audience, the live audience, and ask if they
And
have an
Facebook.
opinion.
It doesn't
State your
matter.
name and your opinion. One of y'all.
And Social Security.
Nah, we don't need that. What you got?
With that, I feel like if we have
Talk
an
it to the
aspect
mic.
of parents that really already don't like their kids. They's already forced to just have the kids. So I feel like they'll choose that partner over their kids regardless when it comes to those situations.
So even with that being said, like, what is something we can do different though, as a whole, like all of us, saying if it happened to one of our kids or it happened to my cousin or whatnot, what is the decision made at that point? Because
Kill a
most of the
nigga.
time, you can take that option, but a safer aspect,
Bury him in the backyard.
that too, a more fluid thing of let's worry about the effect. What
I
you
mean,
got? Yeah.
I'm finna say I could do story time, but
It's actually my first time actually sharing anything.
I appreciate it. My bro came all the way from where you at now?
Man, I'm actually in El Paso, stationed in
So
El Paso.
my boy came all the way from El
What?
Paso. We've been friends
to
for
be on our show,
like 20
you
years.
come to coach
Wow,
or something?
wow.
Because you
I
got
don't know about all that.
Nah, he ain't gonna jump in front of that
Oh.
camera.
Yeah, but
What you got?
okay. Just basically just kind of re-asking the question again. Basically, you basically said how we're gonna change that, right?
Yeah.
In a sort of sense, right? I think it's a cultural thing, right? So when it comes to anything cultural, right, it takes years. It takes many years, many generations to change this, right? So I've had this question a long time ago, in a sort of sense, how we change the political environment and how we can actually change racism and all this other stuff. It's the same
Right.
type of thing, right? But basically, in a sort of sense, you're referring to internally within our own culture. It takes many generations. You have to educate our children. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, at the end of the day, older individuals have already said it. They already have it. Their mind set up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Set in their ways.
Set in their ways. You know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It all depends on whether or not they're open-minded to change or not. So unfortunately, the best thing I would suggest is start putting it in our schools a little bit more often, teaching our children a little bit more.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah. So and therefore enlightening our children and trying to get them to embrace a different idea. You know what I'm saying? So whenever it's time for them to grow, and those words, if you continue to just reverberate those processes, those words over and over again in their heads throughout the school, just like how my father, all our parents have actually said something in the past.
Right.
It's all of a sudden something clicks and it tells us right in here. And next thing you know, we all of a sudden are applying it into our own. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's how I look at it.
Even with to piggyback off that, it really starts with the whole concept of kind of like the whole no snitching aspect. Realize how far that goes in our culture, to the point where if you know somebody commit a crime, you won't say nothing, or you don't want to do it at this, that. And I think we had talked about it once before, the difference between snitching and what's not. But I just feel like at this point, it's getting worse. Like, if you don't want to tell on nobody, if someone shot at you, you don't want to tell that the person shot at you. But then it's almost like if somebody shot your mother, then you're just as quick to tell. You get what I'm saying? So
Agreed.
it's like it's one of them things, like you said, it does. And I do think they should implement that in schools. How are we gonna do that? I don't know. I know I seen one of these states have put back prayer. It was either prayer or dealing with like
guard back in a
something dealing with
What's
like
that flag?
teaching again. I don't know.
Pledge of Allegiance.
It's
yeah.
not a bad thing. What I'm saying is people are trying to make changes. It's just how do we go about doing it?
Exactly.
Okay, so just go ahead and add on to that, right? So just like anything else, every school district has a board, right? There's always how you say it?
Superintendent and stuff.
I mean, yeah, there's a superintendent and stuff like that.
Yeah, we
Every
gotta
once in a
start
while,
going to those board meetings too.
Yeah,
though.
you
Yes.
got to. In order to really start diving into your community, you got to start hitting those schools hard. Start going to these committees. Committees. What do you call it? Any form of like
PTA meetings.
PTA. I would say
PTA meetings,
PTO.
stuff
You
like
got to.
that. You know, not even that though, but talking to your child's students' parents, getting them to talk about these certain types of things and see what type of problems they see, and what get a collective like a collective mind together to see
Yeah.
what they can do about it, and then
Yes.
actually bringing it up to these types of committees or the school boards and stuff like that to produce some form of a solution.
Fact.
So what I'm saying, I think that's where we can start. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. They
Yeah.
should do that. And it also always go back to home because you don't want to get too comfortable with someone and that
Yeah.
person like what's the word?
Manipulate.
Yeah.
Okay.
The child's mind say, it's okay, me and mommy already talk about this and let me touch your coochie cooch. You know
So
what
I
I
have
mean?
a question, and this is for women that's in this room and the audience. So,
I'm a man.
nah, that too. But when that situation has occurred to any of y'all, or you felt like it did, as a male or just as a cousin or a friend, like, how would you expect someone to approach it or be there for you in a sense if that was to happen or you knew it happened? It's
it
like
happened in my family before.
right. So what I'm saying is like with it happening, I feel like it happens to more of our black women than it does males, to my knowledge and statistics. I don't know how true it is, but I'm saying as far as media wide, it's saying that. Cool.
Oh, look, I got my hand up. But old dude from the game just came out. The one who plays Malik, he just came out saying that he was molested by his best friend dad when he was
Right.
14. And he just came out with what I want to say 2 weeks ago on Twitter. He was like, it's time for me to just really, come out what happened to me when I was younger. And found out this man was at what was it? I think he like a principal or something at a school, and he was doing it to other males too.
Which
So-
one is it? You saying
The old boy from the
New
game.
York Undercover?
Not
That
New York
guy?
Undercover. No, the
Wait.
game.
Wait.
His name is
Oh,
Malik.
the one oh
Well, I don't know his
Pooch.
name.
What's his name? Pooch?
Who played as Malik?
Oh, okay, my
Yes.
bad.
I
okay.
just used the character name. I don't know his real name. But yeah, he just came out saying somebody molested him.
Here's my thing with that, and I'm not trying to offend anybody when I say this. We have to do a better job at coming out and saying things.
I agree.
Because I feel like sometimes what happens is when you do decide to come out, and it could be, if you want to come out and say you're gay, you're into transgender, you don't believe in God, same-sex marriage, whatever it is across the board, it's one of those things like when somebody decides to come out, whatever it is,
Yes.
instead of our culture is one of the only cultures that do it really bad to where whether they come out they gay or I'm into this or I don't like this, we bash the hell out of each other. And it in a sense where
Peer pressure.
yeah.
Yes.
So now you pinning me in a corner and it's like, well, I really don't want to say anything. So
What's the you?
go ahead.
And that's a lot of reasons why men do not speak up on it as much as women do, because they already feel like you're a man. You're supposed
Right.
to be able to protect yourself. How can if you
But
can't
that's
protect yourself,
that's
you can't
another
protect others.
absolutely it's another narrative where you tell your son don't fucking cry.
Well, I
Like
just, not to cut you out,
You go
but
ahead.
the dude Malik from New York Undercover.
right.
He came out and said that he liked it transgender.
He prefers trans.
Yes.
transvestites, yes.
Exactly. Due to a dude came out on social media saying that he liked those and was even dating one, and people started bashing him
Didn't
even
he
though
kill himself?
he killed himself.
I seen
Due
I
to
think
that.
me and you talked about that. I don't
And
know
that
who I
was
talked to that about.
sad. I'm like, I don't care what you like, who you do.
But does it really matter?
It doesn't matter. To me, it don't. Everybody gotta come. Lord.
That was a good. I have to give you that one. That was a good one. Out of all the times she done ever threw some shit out, that was a good one. But you gonna have to slide over here so that way we ain't gotta keep. This is live shit over here. I gotta steer.
I'm
This
just
is new to
saying.
us. You gotta slide
But
over
thank
there where
y'all
the
for
mic don't
watching.
keep changing
Continue,
around.
and we read your comments on Facebook. We
But yeah,
enjoying you.
so what were you saying, Curtis?
Okay, well, It's one of my biggest subjects. I like culture. I like politics. I like a lot of this type of talk. But it's great that we're hitting these types of things, especially about our own culture in general, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you.
When it really comes down to these types of things, like I said before, we have to really try to push and pressure other people who think these types of ways. Just like how we demand how we need more white folks in our corner, but to start speaking out when they see racism, when they witness it,
Right.
when they see the microaggressions and stuff like that. Same thing, vice versa, in our own community, right? So, like, let's say, for instance, telling our sons not to cry, for instance, when we start that at the very young age, and they've raised up hearing that voice in their heads,
Yeah.
psychologically, you see what I'm saying? And that becomes a
Oh.
thing, you know what I'm saying? And I had to go through these types of things too, growing up with my father, and I've had to go through years and years worth of counseling just to replay that tape and to be able to delete it and create new behaviors.
Create
right?
your own narrative.
Exactly. So in a sense, we have to start doing that with our own people, pulling our men aside and be like, hey man, speaking on our own experiences and being able to try to get them to correlate with us. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we can encourage them to help better how they raise their children, their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Got to go back to the it takes a village mentality.
Exactly.
We have to. Like, just because if Marcus decides to have a kid, it's still my job as a male to help him, in a sense, raise your son. Not saying I'm doing the job. It's just one of those things. Like, the more help, the more hands-on you have,
Yeah.
it's
more
really the
support
better
you
the
have.
outcome.
Exactly. So imagine if somebody was literally there for Malik. Literally there. You know what I'm saying? When he was gaining all this types of publicity and all this information, all this negativity and stuff like that. Imagine if there was a brother that was literally there and be like, look, man, I support you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do in your life, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Just imagine that one voice could have
That's
saved that
powerful.
man's life. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of his family members to other people outside his, outside his circle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that makes a huge difference. You see what I'm saying? So to me, that.
Yeah, that's what we're really like is the space to open up to be vocal about certain things.
Agreed. My bad.
Yeah. If we had more vocal spaces for people to open up and be able to speak their truths, a lot of stuff would be lessened as much as it is. Because everybody always have backlash.
That's going to come with it.
That's comes with the change as it is. There's always going to be backlash with change. People don't want to accept truths.
Like Lil Nas X came out, and he was on some show. I wasn't watching. I was just hearing it on the radio, and it was him, Kevin Hart, and some other people. They was like, "Why you wanna come out now? You so
That's what
Why you
and
wanna
that's
come out now?
because
and you're on top of the world right now with your songs and everything. Why you wanna come out now? Why do it care that you come out?
I think it was a genius move for him.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember how he did it. It wasn't when his career was on the decline. I'm at the top of the mountain. And while I'm up here, hey, I'm gay.
Speaking
But
truth.
And
why come out?
why not?
I mean,
But
why
it's-
you want to announce that you gay? I'm
That's
gay.
gonna be the next thing that they're asking.
'Cause they're eventually gonna come for
Like,
him.
"Who's the special person that
You're
you
right.
Yeah.
And then you come out the blue and be like, well, it's him.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gay. Or
And then
what?
everyone
So-
doesn't accept it.
Right.
I know, like
You
Kevin Hart was like,
basically
who
being the punch
cares?
before they
You
even
know?
get to the question.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what you're supposed to do. You tie yourself down so can't nobody else do it.
There you go. You speak your own truth.
And honestly, to tell you the truth, I was just watching that this afternoon. Right?
Okay, you tell me about
and
it.
So I had to think about it pretty hard when it came down to when Kevin Hart said, "Who cares?" But you have to understand, the music industry is extraordinarily rough. You've heard rappers, hip hop artists, it don't matter, R&B artists that talk about this all the time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How rough the industry is, and how it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Whether you come out with a hot song or not, people gonna let you know just by buying into it, right?
Yeah.
Literally, hey, by all means, like you said before, if he would have came out at the very beginning, he possibly would have never had that many views.
They would have killed him.
You know what I'm saying?
They would have killed his
Yeah.
whole career.
Exactly. So since he's on top, he got a platform now. He's gonna go ahead and speak out about it. Now, if the industry decides to go ahead and bury him, just like all the rest of hip hop artists, honestly, at the end of the day, he's stating a point. He possibly put his what do you call it, his career at risk. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, this is something that needs to be put out, regardless of what Kevin Hart said. At the end of the day, regardless, nobody shouldn't care. But at the end of the day, people do care, and we need to make that known to the fact that we should make it to where people should not care or people should accept it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of what's we call it sexuality that you claim.
It's on you.
Hey, you making good music, you making good music. Now I'm not saying it's like be like R. Kelly going around messing around with all the girls and stuff.
Yeah, I'm R. Kelly.
Okay,
Niggas still make good music.
But yeah, you know what I'm
Like,
saying? He
we
make
cannot
good
deny the
music.
fact that
Yeah.
he makes good music.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, wrong is wrong.
Exactly. You know, no attack on R. Kelly.
Yeah, no.
Okay, woo,
Yeah.
almost got off my seat.
But even
You good.
But to but to that point, man, I mean, I really like the whole purpose of this month. I really want us to like dig into it to a point where we're actually openly talking about it, to where it's like this. To go back to what you were saying with Kevin Hart. My issue with him and a lot of these other guys is you have the platform and you choose to recklessly say that instead of being like, hey, if he could have changed the game by simply saying, man, I support everything you do. He'd have changed the game. But by saying, who cares, you basically, it's a cop-out.
But I would say the same thing. I would be like, it's 2019. Who cares who you date? What?
But in a sense, it's the wording. Like, it goes from, it's like this. If you saying, oh, I want to do this, that, and the third, be like, well, who gives a shit? To you, it's like, well, damn.
Stay
But
on the
if
back.
I come back and be like, dog, what you doing is dope, whatever the case may be, it gives a different narrative and it pushes your energy. Like you want to do better or you want to do things, you get more comfortable. You know, you got a lot of people committing suicide, getting on drugs or trying to drink heavy alcohol to numb these emotional pains because our culture is so fucking rough. Like, we're rough on each other.
Yeah.
You rip a woman apart if she have multiple baby daddies. You don't even know the situation. You don't know if she was literally legitly they're trying to build this and it just didn't work. And then that situation, it didn't work.
Exactly.
Why you keep choosing to have all these kids? Shit happens sometimes.
Exactly. I agree.
But that's the thing where it's like, what route do we take at this point? Because the route we've been taught this whole time, it doesn't work. And it's getting worse. Because now you got the kids that's like lashing out at like 10, 13. Like, ain't no 13-year-old daughter of mine for to have like blue hair or not graduate from high school or anything in that nature.
But it's her.
Yeah, all right. What you were saying?
Say it.
I was just saying, from my experience, especially my workplace, I feel like people are not willing to understand until they are in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that boils down to any and everything, even with the Kevin Hart situation. You know,
Yeah.
He's like, who cares? Well, who cared that you stepped out on your wife? Who cared that you said what you said about the gay community?
And
You
then he
know what
came
I mean?
back and out and apologized.
Exactly.
Which Dave
So
Chappelle
it's just
made a
like
dope
you have
joke
to be
about.
Exactly.
you have to be understanding.
I saw that.
Like Lil Nas X came out at the time he came out. He was at the tip top of his platform, and he wanted to represent for his community. That's who cares. You know, a community that's not. They're vocal as of right now, but you know, people still look at it as taboo. So he wanted to use his stardom, his celebrity, and
To
say,
tell him
hey,
it's okay.
It's okay. I'm here. I'm queer. You know, I mean, I don't know if that's a right term
I
to
don't
use.
know.
At this point, I don't
You
know.
know,
I
I
don't know.
apologize if it's not, but
We
you
say
know, like,
nigga,
hey,
so I don't know.
it's
Yeah,
like,
I don't-
It's
yeah, I don't know.
regardless what I do behind closed doors, I'm making good music. That's all that needs to be mattered. You know.
Here's what I like though, and I don't know. I think I had told Tori this. I said I like the narrative, the way the culture is moving music-wise, but I don't think people are paying attention. The Baby is a real dude. Looks like a street gangster, but he's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, it's still cool to be yourself and still have fun. You got Lizzo out here like, big girls can do whatever. Like, we can do this shit
Exactly.
too.
Fat
Lizzo
girl.
killing the game.
To be
Well, Fat
honest,
Girl
they taking a step back to like the early '80s,
Right.
where they was just making music for fun.
You having fun with it, but you also you're shifting the culture. Because, like, I admire what Lizzo's doing. I don't really listen to
I
her
didn't
music.
even know she was from Houston.
Exactly,
H-Town.
that too. But it's like, it's not even on her. I just get tired of the narrative of if you're heavy set, it's like, oh, healthy. Sometimes you can't do shit about that.
Exactly.
You can't. That's like, I'm slim as shit. I can't do nothing about that.
Po you.
Right. I can't stand her. But no, I'm saying in a sense where it's like you
Right,
get this
that's kinda
backlash
energy
for certain type of stereotypes that you have.
I mean, lately it just been like certain things that's been forced at you. Like you have to be healthy, you have to eat green, or you get the vegetarian. You have to be a vegetarian, or you're gonna die eating
It's a
meat
money
or
market
something.
move.
Or like
With-
the
I feel like that's a
community
money
of the
market.
With that being
LBG.
I
said,
feel like
though,
the vegan-
you gotta
well,
understand certain
But even with the-
pictures that they're trying to project out there.
it's
The
forcing
people
you.
at B are trying to make sure they survive because they are not. So they're forcing these changes upon themselves and everybody else, including.
So here's a question with that, and it's kind of like away from what we're talking about.
It's
But you're funny. The vegan thing, I feel like, why is that? I'm not vegan, but I've noticed that shit is expensive to like swap over. But I feel like this is what kills
Exactly.
me. Was it really that expensive until they forced everybody on it, and then it's a market move? I said that it's the same shit what Popeyes did. They weren't even going out of business. It was just a smart marketing move. Hey, you know what? Let's start this random war, make it look like something, make millions and millions of dollars.
And both sides winning.
So, okay, and let's say a vegan meal costs what? Just
$18. I don't know.
Pretty
That's
much.
just say you're going to buy like they have, that's a
Meal
stupid
prep.
question, but they have vegan places, right?
Yes.
What is the cost in there?
Okay.
It's expensive. I'd rather go to McDonald's than
It's
go
been
there.
the same price. It's just we don't notice it because everything else.
I'm
No,
just saying,
somebody,
I don't know.
if you take a date out and you're a vegan, you go to that
I'm
soul
I'm
food vegan
vegetarian
place in
myself,
Houston,
I'm-
that shit's expensive.
I've been doing it for 8 years.
What, vegan?
Expensive.
Not vegan. I've been vegetarian. I've been vegan before.
We
So,
did talk, yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
but I've been vegetarian for 8 years.
You look
okay?
good.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You do too, though.
I eat meat.
I appreciate it. Yeah, she sure did. Let me know. See, I wasn't trying to go there now.
Yeah, you good.
But yeah, but I mean, okay, so my whole entire family's like that. My wife, my child,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, myself, we've been doing it for 8 years. My child, ever since she conceived him, she's been vegetarian throughout the whole entire time even up until she gave birth, up until now. He's about a year and a half old. So yeah, we've been vegetarian for a long time. Now I say vegetarian, I'm not vegan, right? Because it's extraordinary. It is, like you said before, it's extraordinarily difficult
you can't eat nothing.
to upkeep. I wouldn't even say that. Like you can still enjoy all the things because all it is really you're addicted to the texture and the taste. That's all that you're addicted to, really, honestly. If I was to give you a vegetarian
My
patty,
mom ain't left.
what do you call it, Beyond Patty? It had you see what I'm saying? Like it is good. You know what I'm saying?
I should
And
brought
it
one.
has
Marcus
the
been
same
drooling
texture.
over there. That shit good, bro.
You know,
Very good meal, man.
yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna end up realizing it has the exact same texture and the exact same taste. If that's the case, then you're not really missing anything. Like I said before, I've been doing it for 8 years. You said I look pretty good, right?
yeah.
I weigh about 195. I've been working out for a very long time. I'm in the military too as
See,
well.
I'm the opposite.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
eat meat, don't work out. And I still look good.
Hey, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm
Hey,
joking. I'm joking. I'm playing with you.
So to me,
Is that weight means health.
yeah.
But it doesn't.
Stigma. It doesn't.
It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Because these
What?
people out here that are heavier, they work out 3-4 times a week.
Healthy
They
as
run
hell.
circles around you and
Agreed.
Yeah,
And they
according
can
to my
still do
doctor,
that.
Nah, I'm not.
Weight.
This is a big clothes. It
My
just.
height.
That's the stigma.
Let's be
My-
honest. A lot of these things
spare
are
tire.
very, how you say it, it's all about statistics, numbers.
It's all
You know what I'm
strategic.
saying? Eventually they're gonna change up the pyramid again. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it's what feels good to you and your body. You see what I'm saying? That's one thing. You have to be a lot more intuitive to you and your body alone.
I
That's
gotta.
basically what it is.
But back to like what Dale was saying,
Yes.
I don't have food stamps like that.
No,
So I'm gonna get the cheapest
the
things
thing
I
is,
see
the
to
prices
feed my
never
food.
really change for the food. It's just cheaper to eat unhealthy.
You know what I'm saying? It's cheaper.
You got to
So it
And-
seems like it's more expensive. when
But
it's really
question,
not.
another thing.
Go ahead.
What's your name again?
Curtis, I apologize. I did not
Curtis.
introduce myself. Sorry, I appreciate it, but Curtis.
I guess that's our
apologize.
third co-host right there. But,
Right? He's on point tonight. I gotta give him credit
But
for it.
you said your child been vegetarian since it's a he
Yes, my son.
since he been born.
Yes.
Is it like forcing him to be a vegetarian?
No,
Or
I look at it like just like any other parent, right? You teach your child from scratch exactly all the right things to take care of your body first, and allow him to move on to whatever else he wants to do outside your home.
okay, okay.
Right? When he grown man, he can make grown man decisions, and since I've already taught him the right way to handle himself as a man, how to eat healthy, how to handle things like any other man should have to handle, right? He'll eventually come back to it and say, you know what, you're right. My father taught me the right way. Let me go back to it. Just like how we've always done.
We always
We've
gonna convert back.
reverberated back to our own parents' ways that they have taught us. Correct?
Correct.
Correct,
so
Brother Malcolm.
That's the reason why I do that. Yep.
Hey,
Okay, Curtis.
with that,
I appreciate that.
before we shut down, y'all are funny. Y'all didn't see this shit in the background. No, but back to the point of y'all are funny. Family secrets.
Yeah.
Before we cut it out, what would be an option that you guys feel like we could come up with as far as the
Sweep it underneath the rug.
sweeping it under the rug? Great way to put it.
Like I said, it's today age. You should not tell your child to be quiet on certain things. Now, when we was growing up, you heard our parents stay out grown folks' business, or you don't know what you're talking about, go in a room and stuff like that. I feel like you should actually tell your kids, speak out, be open,
That
and make
comes
sure you
on
got
Fridays. But go ahead.
promote. Now I'm joking. Well, I'm not joking.
That was a nice promo.
Like-
They come on Friday nights. Yeah. Nah, go ahead.
When that situation happens, ask why. Why are you telling me this? Because a lot of parents, they just doing what they was taught. We got whole generations of people that's been religious because it was in the family, not because they chose to be religious.
Great point.
They don't ask why.
So you saying the kids should ask why, or the
Yes.
parents should ask why?
We should,
Oh, okay.
we
We all
have
should
to,
ask
and that's
why.
something we'll get into that next week, because that shit has
Why
to
are
stop.
you doing? Why are you
Not
telling
allowing
these
your kids to
people
speak
be
up.
quiet when they trying to vocalize and be their own person and tell you what's going on inside?
I feel parents should be more vigilant of their surroundings and what's going on with their kids. Kids have subtle changes, and then subtle changes become bigger changes. But by the time it becomes a bigger change, it's like it's too late because it's embedded in that child. And then you're trying to backtrack and find out,
Why?
well, when did the change happen and why did the change happen? And sometimes parents don't notice that until their kids get in their preteen age, and then next thing you know, what kid at a teenager wants to sit down and tell their parents something happened to them 5 years ago? It's when you become an adult, when you become more confident in yourself, then you're able to sit down with your parents and say, hey, look, this happened to me when I was 6 or 7. You didn't notice it because you were so busy clubbing. You were so busy on the phone.
I was
You
at
were
grandma's
so
house.
I was at grandma's house. He was working, And
Fussing with the father.
it's a catch-22 because, of course, we have to provide for our children. But take a little time out every day to sit down and have a conversation with your child. Hey, what's going on? How was school? What did you do? That I feel like you can pick up on changes around that time, or, certain habits that they had that they don't have anymore. I feel like we're a generation of go, go, go. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to because we're trying to provide. But it does not hurt to stop. You take 5 minutes to take a shit. Why you can't take 5 minutes to sit down with your child? I take 5 minutes to take a shit.
I'm about to say,
The way-
man,
the way
that
you-
shit
Once you
be-
bring in that,
That's-
mine is longer, so
I'm
I
about to
don't
say,
know.
yeah, I'll be in there for a minute, bro.
Once I bring that
5
phone
minutes.
down, that's a
Nah,
wrap.
I got it. We got
For
you.
you.
Got you.
To
Take a shit.
relieve yourself. I feel like you can take that same time to sit down with your child and just have a conversation with them. Let them know that you're engaged. They
Facts.
have many studies now that say that parents are more engaged into their cell phones and social media than they are their own children.
Exactly.
And then children pick up on those habits. That's why these babies know how to work a phone at 2 years old and don't know their ABCs. So
That's another story, though.
Oh, we gonna get
That's
all
a,
into
that's
that
a whole
shit next
genetic
month.
coding thing there.
Yeah. So
it's learned behavior. Like, I'm guilty of it myself, but then I try to, capitalize on it. If you're going to pick up a phone and watch YouTube, watch something educational,
that too.
So,
So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the audience. I always appreciate my sister. And this is Vivid Vibe. We out
Vivid
this thing.
Vibe.